In this video, I'll be sharing first impressions of my new Osprey Aether 65L backpack. I'll take you through how it performed during the climb up to camp, whether it felt heavy, was it stable on my back, and importantly, its overall comfort level. Wrapping up with my final thoughts on whether it's worth adding to your gear list or not. I've got my Wild Country Helm 2 in the pack. It's been a great tent for me so far this year, and I'm heading up to the Playback Ridge here in Leitrim, Ireland. It's packed to the gunnels, and there it is. Lovely looking pack. It's got everything that I had in my old Van Gogh Pomori and a little bit more. It's quite heavy, but I want to see how that actually feels on a decent hike. So we can see the airscape system, a bit different to the Osprey Aether, which has got a trampoline type system there, but I went for this one because I knew I wanted to carry a little bit more weight, and I am reliably informed by a friend of mine who's got one of these that it'll be better for the heavier weight because it's closer to my back. Well, that's where we're heading. Steep enough climb, but up there and over the top, up to the playbank area, and then beyond a little bit, and hopefully find a decent pitch. I've been up here before. I came across from the other side, so this is a new route. The last time I wasn't looking for a wild camp area, but I do remember it's been very heathery and lumpy. That's what you got in the Leitrim Hills. They're all seem to be like this from what I can see. You just got to go and take your chances. There's no guarantees, but I'm sure we'll get something anyway. The pack is feeling great so far. It's too early really to say too much, but it's sitting on my hips, so I've tightened it up a little bit more, just so it's taking more weight than the shoulder straps. But yeah, I'm not complaining. There's a fair weight in there, more than I probably should have. I mean, I've probably taken far too much water, just under 2 litres. I don't think there are any streams up here. This is a lovely evening. I was in two minds whether to come out. After a long day and when time was going on, you kind of like think, oh, should you be going out? Of course, there was no real doubt there anyway. And once you're out, it's lovely. Although there isn't any trail marked on the map. That's fine. Most of the places in the west of Ireland, there isn't proper trails. I mean, you can find them, but to be quite honest, far more interesting to find your own, the untrodden path and all of that. So that's good. Lovely evening. There's a nice breeze. I'd forgotten my mozzie repellent. I'm glad there's a breeze, but I think it is picking up overnight. So we'll see how the tent handles it again. That's the Wild Country Helm 2. And the last 3 times I was in it, I was loving it. Now the only trouble is with the tent, it's slightly heavy. I'm definitely not an ultralight backpacker with the gear that I've got at the moment anyway, but maybe that'll come in the future. This is a Wednesday evening, June in Ireland. What more could you ask for? As usual, I've left a note of my track with my son and my wife. I'm using Gaia app. Now I'm not using it to navigate. I'm not against technology. I mean, the map and compass was new technology at some stage, but it's actually more satisfying really to understand where you are from a map. If you've seen some of the earlier videos I've done, you see that I've tried to get back in the swing of the navigating. I also want to have a heavy backpack because I'm training for the Donard's 7-7 challenge in about 4 weeks time. That's over Mountains of Mourne, Northern Ireland. I reckon that if I can do a number of hours with a very heavy pack, a lighter pack over a much longer distance, 30 kilometers, it should be good training. I've lost 20 pounds with intermittent fasting and training, but mostly intermittent fasting over the last 14 months. That wasn't as difficult as I thought it was going to be. At the start it is, but once you get into it, it's really more straightforward. Actually, you start getting used to feeling hungry, and you start enjoying that feeling, and you really start enjoying your food much better as well, although I always enjoyed it anyway. So if you're interested in knowing how I got there, then let me know. I might do a video just to share my experiences. I'm no expert, but I did lose 20 pounds, and it wasn't that difficult really. Just takes a bit of planning and a bit of dedication and time, patience. There's a whole bunch of trees here. I did see it on the map as well. This is what we're looking at here. GoPro's probably not showing it very well now. I'll just keep going up and see where we come out. bit spooky. You wouldn't want to be scared of the Irish fairies. I think I'm safe enough from those anyway. Whether I'll be safe enough if I actually turned over and twisted an ankle, people finding me, is another matter, but we just keep going. I'll try the camera positioned in my chest strap. You wouldn't get my wife walking up a hill anyway, but you definitely wouldn't get her in here, that's for sure. I know I'm going in the right direction anyway because I'm going uphill. I must say the backpack's very steady on my back, which is a massive difference to the Van Gogh, which was just going from left to right, made it very uncomfortable. But this is rock solid, which is brilliant, which is exactly what I wanted. Strange. The bog. So I'll head up here now and see what's beyond that ledge there and take a bearing. This has been a bit of heavy going coming up through all of these rushes. So I'm hoping once we get up there it'll clear a little bit, but it probably won't. Over there, that's Benbrack. That's the north part of it. Did a wild camp up there last week. Yeah, well, this is tough going, but I can say all those hours in the gym doing leg works are paying off. I'm getting through it anyway. I'm tempted to head to the top. Yeah, it's 7:45. I don't really want to leave it too much longer. If I get to the top, it's probably going to be quite exposed there. That's it. Give it a go. Can always come back down again. So this is slow going, so I am almost there, but if I look, there's at least another 15 minutes getting up that. Another 15-20 minutes coming down. I've been up there before from the other side, so I know what it's like. It's 8 o'clock now and it's getting a bit darker, so I think I'll just call caution on this, head back down to where I saw a decent pitch because the wind's picking up anyway. No point in trying too hard for the top there. I'll do that another day if I feel like it, but I say I've already been up there before, so it doesn't hold anything for me. Head back down now, get the tent up, get a brew on, and we'll have a little natter about how I got on with my Osprey Aether 65 litre. Let you know all the secrets. Well, I felt water coming in when I went into a puddle there, but not too bad. Top of my socks, but and the top of the boots, but didn't really go right in. That's great. Get a bit of a brew on now, maybe a few noodles, I don't know. And take it easy for the night. That looks just about done. Oh, look at that, lovely. I'll let that cool down for a while. So while I'm waiting for that to cool down, just a word about the Osprey Aether 65 litre, or possibly even 67 litre. I think the medium one is rated at 65 from a marketing point of view, and if you take the large one, you get another couple of free litres out of it, which is really useful actually. It's been fantastic basically, to cut to the chase. It sat really well on my back. It's got a great hip belt, and honestly it was great. It was rock solid coming up. I didn't have to take it off once, and the weight, although it was a heavy pack, it is full. It's not a lightweight pack by any means, and the kit I've got isn't lightweight at the moment, and maybe never will be at the price of some of the lightweight kits. It actually handled it really well. Now, this was like a 2-hour trip, but it was in real rough terrain, as you've seen, and it was up all the way, and I didn't really stop that much. I thought I would miss side pockets because the Vango I had quite large pockets, but the idea is to keep the pack streamlined, to keep the weight of the pack in the middle of your back. But there's 2 nice little ones on the belt of the Osprey, and the head, or the brain, it's got a really good container size, so you can fit loads in that. Now, I did actually think when I bought it that you could take it off. You can't. Maybe it was the earlier model. So what I must say is I'm really pleased with it so far. My back wasn't horrendously sweaty either. The AirScape system seems to work very well, and I like that it was actually close to my back. So we'll see how it goes tomorrow when I'm going downhill. I found myself a lovely little pitch here, but this is just like an oasis in a sea of heather, so I think I've been lucky to stumble on this. Okay, so I'm gonna tuck into these noodles, and that'll probably be it for tonight. We'll just have a nice relaxing hour or two before I turn in. Quite misty, quite damp this morning, so I want to get this down quickly and start heading down the hill. Down to the forested area. Found a nice strong post to support myself as I'm going over, so don't do any damage. So we're heading into the down the side of the wood and into the left. This is July in Ireland, and it's green for a reason. Well, that was a good bit tougher going than I was expecting. A lot of undergrowth. I'm in the area I was aiming for, the clear area, so I'm hoping that goes along and catches up with the forestry track. Well, it's not clearing yet, but it is tough going here through these brambles. But I must admit, the Osprey Aether on my back, I haven't really noticed it, so there's a plus anyway. Hopefully I'm about to break through. Oh yeah, brilliant. Here we go. That looks like I was parallel to it for a short way. Tough enough going there. But I could have gone down an easier route, but I decided to give that one a go anyway, knowing that it'd be a bit tougher. So it's taken me an hour from when I set off from my pitch to get down to here. It's not that far really, it's a few miles. It's just the terrain. Walking in Ireland, in Leitrim, the height of the summer. This is the sort of things that you've got to put up with. But if you expect it, then it's absolutely fine. If you're not expecting to be walking over heather and taking a long time to get anywhere, then maybe this sort of a walk isn't for you. It won't be for me all the time either. It was good fun. Looking a bit bleak up there behind me now. That's where I've come from. Rain's starting to come in, quite heavy now. Would have been starting to get difficult to see coming down from that, whereas well, I'd have used my compass. I did set my bearing anyway. I was able to pack up the tent really quickly, and because it was wet, I just bundled it into the bottom pouch. One of the things I wanted to make sure worked with this pack coming down a hill was it wouldn't be swaying from side to side, and you know, like my other one where I'd move slightly and it'd rock over. But no, this is really good. It hasn't moved. So just once I'd cinched it up on the belt and on the shoulders, but not too tight, it just stayed there. So yeah, really happy. The pack has stood up marvellously. I'm really pleased with it. You're never sure. You spend a lot of money on a piece of kit and you wonder whether you should go for a cheaper option. I don't feel as if I've wasted my money with this rucksack. I've got everything in it. and it's not the lightest gear. Probably have most things if I wanted to do a few days camp. So that's my my first wild camp with the Osprey Aether 65L, and final verdict is, yeah, fantastic. So if you're in the market for a larger pack and you don't mind the extra weight, then you won't go wrong with one of these, I think. Anyway, I think we'll leave it there now. Until the next time.